Hi, I'm Miss Wyatt, and today I want to share a book called The Infamous Ratos by Kara LaRoe and illustrated by Matt Myers. And this book won the Theodore Seuss Geisel Award in 2017. Now, I need your help. I'm doing a project where I read a book aloud to a class, so I was hoping I could read The Infamous Ratos to you. Would that be okay? Okay. So, what do you think of rats? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Whatever the case may be, how would you describe the looks on their faces? Yeah, they look like they're up to no good. The Infamous Ratos. And after I read, I'm just going to zoom in on the illustrations so you can see. Chapter 1. Hang Tough. This is Louis Ratso. This is Ralphie Ratso. The Ratso brothers live in the big city. They live in this apartment with their father, Big Lou. There are two kinds of people in this world, Big Lou likes to say, those who are tough and those who are soft. Big Lou is tough, tough, tough. He drives a truck and a forklift and sometimes a snowplow. He hardly ever smiles. As for the Ratso brothers' mother, she's been gone for a little while now, which is very sad. The Ratso brothers don't like to think about Mama Ratso. Big Lou doesn't like to think about Mama Ratso either. Hang tough, he grumbles each morning as he leaves for work, slamming the door behind him. Chapter 2. Hats Off. After Big Lou leaves for work each morning, the Ratso brothers go to school. Louie is in the 5th grade, and Ralphie is in 3rd. They walk to school, because walking is tough. Taking the bus is for softies. The Ratso brothers don't talk very much on their way to school. Talking a lot is also for softies. Their father hardly ever talks at all. Big Lou is a man of action, not words. Let's do something, Louie says to Ralphie. Something to make us look tough. Like what? Ralphie asks. Leave the thinking to me, says Louie. He considers himself the smart one. At recess, Louie and Ralphie meet on the playground. They lean against the wall and glare at everyone and take turns spitting on the blacktop. Leaning and glaring and spitting are tough. Running and playing are for softies. Chad Badgerton is wearing a new hat today. It is red and it is too small for his head. Louie has an idea. We'd look tough if we took Chad's hat, he suggests. Chad is bigger than we are, Ralphie reminds him. A lot bigger. Well, there are 2 of us and only 1 of him, Louie says. Righto, Ralphie says. He gives his brother a nod. Ralphie distracts Chad while Louie jumps up and swipes the hat from his head. So what do you think will happen next? Do you think the Ratso brothers will get in trouble? Let's find out. Hey, cries Chad, you can't do that. We just did, shout the Ratso brothers. Yeah. I think I feel tougher, says Ralphie. My head is about to feel warmer, that's for sure, says Louie. But before he can put on the hat, Tiny Crawly comes running over, along with Miss Beavers, the 3rd grade teacher. You rescued my hat, Tiny exclaims. He takes it from Louie. Your hat, say the Ratso brothers. So how does Miss Beavers look? Happy, right? What about Tiny Crawly? Yep. What about the Ratso brothers? Not so much. Chad took it from me on the bus, Tiny says. He's a big bully. That was nice of you boys, sticking up for Tiny, says Miss Beavers. We're not nice, we're tough, Louie tries to explain. Yeah, Ralphie repeats. But no one is listening. Instead, everyone on the playground is looking at the Ratso brothers like they're heroes. Everyone except for Chad Badgerton, who is on his way to the principal's office. I wish we were going to the principal's office, Ralphie says. We need to step up our game, decides Louie. Chapter 3. The Snow Job. When the Ratso brothers wake up, it's snowing. Everything in the big city looks like it's draped in white sheets. No school today, boys, says Big Lou. The buses can't get down the roads. Buses are for softies, says Louie. I'm off to do some snow plowing, grumbles Big Lou. Hang tough, and try not to get into too much trouble while I'm gone. He slams the door behind him. I have an idea, says Louie. How much trouble will it get us into? Asks Ralphie. Plenty, says Louie. Let's go. The Ratso brothers put on their snow pants and coats and gloves and boots and scarves and hats. They grab their shovels and go outside. It is still snowing. I can't see, says Ralphie. What's the plan? The plan is that we shovel all the snow from the sidewalk and pile it all up in front of Mr. O'Hare's store. When he comes down for work this morning, he won't be able to open the door. That's mean, says Ralphie. That's tough, says Louie. Righto, Ralphie says, cracking his knuckles. Let's make some trouble. The Ratso brothers go out to the sidewalk and begin shoveling. They shovel and shovel and shovel. Even when the snow starts falling so heavily, they can't see a thing. This is hard work, says Ralphie. It will make us tougher, says Louie. Keep shoveling. This way, says Ralphie. No, this way, says Louie. I'm pretty sure it's this way, says Ralphie. I'm pretty sure I'm the big brother, says Louie. This way. The brothers shovel and shovel until they can't shovel anymore. They fall back onto a snowdrift. I'm tired, Ralphie says with a yawn. Me too, admits Louie. Soon the Ratso brothers are asleep. Why, you boys are as good as gold, a voice exclaims. What? Says Louie. He nudges Ralphie awake. Mr. O'Hare is in the doorway of a store, tears forming in his eyes. It would have taken me all day to shovel that. I'm going to tell every one of my customers how thoughtful you are. We're not thoughtful. We're tough, insists Louie. But Mr. O'Hare isn't listening. He's already open for business with a little extra spring in his step. So does Mr. O'Hare look happy? Yeah, what about them? Is that what they planned? No. How did he get out? Asked Ralphie. We ended up shoveling all the snow away from Mr. O'Hare's driveway instead of toward it, Louie explains. Somehow we got turned around. Somehow, says Ralphie. Don't worry, says Louie. I'm sure another idea will come to me. Sure, big brother, says Ralphie. The Ratso brothers trudge home. They spend the day shivering in front of the heater in their long johns, drinking hot chocolate. So what does that say? Slug someone today and bug someone today instead of hug. Chapter 4, The Fluffy Special. This is Florinda Rabitsky. She's just moved to the big city. Mr. Freddy announces to his students, including Louie. I like being called Fluffy, Florinda says meekly, looking at the floor. Her name sounds funny, and she looks weird, says Chad Badgerton. At lunch, no one sits with Fluffy Rabitsky. She picks at her lunch of lettuce and raw vegetables and carrot juice. She seems sad and lonely. As always, the Ratso brothers sit together and eat their cheddar cheese sandwiches. Check out the new girl, says Louie. She smells like carrots, says Ralphie. Her name is Fluffy Rabitsky. She seems like a softie, says Louie. Even her name sounds soft. He wrinkles his nose, and then he reaches into his brain and picks out another tough idea. That night, before they go to bed, the Ratso brothers make their cheddar cheese sandwiches for the next day. They also make a very special sandwich, piled high with the worst foods they can find in their refrigerator. Fluffy Rabitsky is in for a big stinky surprise, Louie says. So, do you think Fluffy will like that sandwich? Let's find out. At lunch the next day, Fluffy Rabitsky is about to sit by herself again when Ralphie gives her a whistle. Louie pats the seat next to him. Why don't you eat with us? He suggests. Thank you, says Fluffy. She sits down and quietly takes out her sad little lunch of lettuce and raw vegetables and carrot juice. We thought you might like a real big city treat, Louie says, pushing the sandwich in front of her. We call it the Fluffy Special. We made it just for you. Fluffy unwraps the sandwich and takes a sniff. Her eyes grow wide. Ralphie doesn't know whether to laugh or pinch his nose. The sandwich smells beyond awful. But then Fluffy Rubitsky grabs the sandwich with both paws and takes a huge bite. Mmm, she says, swallowing. Pickled mushrooms and beets and eggplant, just like my Nana used to make. How did you know? We didn't, Louie says. But Fluffy is too busy enjoying her sandwich to care. When she finishes, she pats her belly and looks at the Ratso brothers with shining eyes. I've been missing my old house and my Nana since we moved here, she explains. You two are the first to make me feel at home. I can't wait to tell everyone how generous you've been to me. We're not generous, we're tough, Louie insists. But Fluffy Rubitsky is not listening. She's licking her lips, still tasting that sandwich. Is this seat taken? Asks Tiny Crawly, sliding in next to Fluffy. Louie throws up his hands. Maybe I should come up with the next idea, suggests Ralphie. And again, do they look happy? No. So, what did the Ratso brothers try to do in the beginning? Yeah, they were trying to cause trouble. And did that work out? No. What happened instead? Yeah, they ended up doing all these nice things for everyone. Like how the Ratso brothers were trying to shovel snow in front of Mr. O'Hare's driveway, but instead they shoveled snow away from Mr. O'Hare's driveway. So they were trying to cause trouble, but instead the Ratso brothers ended up doing good deeds for everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed the infamous Ratsos, and thanks for listening.